It's Monday. It's morning. And it is a macabre. Welcome to Monday Morning Macabre, the show where we spook each other and then creep all over your ears.
And you love it.
You can't stop.
We won't stop.
It's the post Super Bowl episode.
Finally.
Scones, did you watch the Bowl of Super?
I did.
What were you? Give me your thoughts, prayers, everything in between.
It was kind of lame.
Okay.
The ending was really stupid. There was just like a penalty call that just ended the game. That was really dumb. It was weak penalty call as well.
Okay.
Rihanna was playing Super Smash Brothers, but in real life.
Those. Okay. I will admit, I thought the halftime show was meh.
Yeah.
But I did think the floating platforms were neato.
I mean, I am surprised she got up there considering she's like pregnant and stuff. She was like, thing was wobbling.
Was that not like a big, wasn't that like a, oh my goodness, this was unexpected? Like, was that part
her pregnancy?
Did we know she was pregnant?
I thought
sounded
she revealed like the internet. Oh, I don't know. It sounded like the internet knew by the time I found out.
I didn't know. I thought she had just had a
reveal.
child, but I guess she's pregnant again.
She's getting down to it.
And yeah, because she was just like hanging out on the platform, and like it reminded me of like, I don't know if you've seen any of the animated Trolls movies, but all the background dancers reminded me a lot of like some of the Trolls in the Trolls movies.
I was saying, people I was watching it with, they were talking that they look like the Oompa Loompas from that white TV room where like the cowboy kid dies.
Yeah, Mike TV.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to
like
Mike
that.
TV.
Mike TV, he's still
Mike
in there,
TV.
dude.
Yeah, he's stuck in there forever. It's a
Do you
living
think he
hell.
ages?
Do you think he ate?
No, do you think he ages while he's stuck in the TV? Or do you think he's eternally that age?
I think he's eternally a child in a cowboy outfit. But his mental state grows to be like an adult's brain. So he's trapped in a living prison of his own flesh and blood.
Or maybe he's stoked because TV's better than ever right now.
That's true. I guess at the same time, yeah, it's kind of like
we're in the
Matrix,
golden age
where
of television.
He's like, he loves TV, so being trapped in a TV would be very, it's kind of a Black Mirror situation, but like he's probably happy.
Yeah, he was probably just ripping fucking when like Game of Thrones was on. And,
yeah, he's like, yo, season 8's badass.
Appointment television, dude.
Yeah, he's probably watched every episode of Dr. Phil in there.
Hell yeah. Probably all Stranger Things.
Well, does he get streaming services? He's in a TV.
Ooh.
Does he get Netflix? Does he get Hulu?
The question is,
has
he been
Has he seen Ted Lasso? We need to know.
Has he been transported to a smart TV is the question.
That's the question. I mean, I would assume the TV is smart to begin with if it can keep a human soul inside of it for all eternity. But
That's true.
I don't know.
But does it have Tubi?
Hey, you get Quibi in there. Do you think Willy Wonka had the foresight to set it up with some kind of in-home Wi-Fi situation? Did the Oompa Loompas upgrade it? Who knows? These are the questions that we're...
I mean, isn't that how they transported him? Was like Wi-Fi?
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
they broke him down and sent him through the air.
Yeah, they
I think Willy Wonka might have invented Wi-Fi.
I think he invented way more than Wi-Fi. I think you're really missing the point if you think Wi-Fi was the big invention there.
I mean, of stuff I use in the day, that's the biggest. But like, he also invented flight.
Yeah, he managed to, deconstruct the human being down to their elemental, atoms, and then put them in a new location via teleportation. But 5G though, like that's pretty sick. Like,
he invented giving people the power of flight with like that soda.
Yep. Banks pneumatic tubing systems. He was one of the first people to make those.
Alchemy, essentially, because he created those geese that could lay golden eggs.
Yeah, he was a real what's it called? A real modern day Tesla. He
was just fucking
gripping and ripping. So
on his dumb shit, dude, and then just letting kids die along the way. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Science had to move forward.
Dude, honestly, what is the price?
I think we've talked about this on here before, but
probably have. It's tremendously dark.
Well, like the sequel, the book.
Yeah, the sequel.
Have we talked about that before?
Oh, the Great Glass Elevator?
Yeah, and how it's insane.
Yeah.
They go up to like like the International Space Station, and there's like CIA agents and aliens and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude.
If you haven't read that book, check it out. I haven't either, but I just heard it was nuts.
Dude, all I know is that I'm breaking through that great glass ceiling.
Oh man.
So
it's about time, dude.
Yeah. Oh, gang.
Gang.
Your boy's employed.
We did it.
Hashtag boys employed.
We did it.
One for one, baby. Headshot. One interview.
That
no
is,
problem.
That is not to like downplay what you did, Darce, but that is in no small part because of all the listeners out there.
Yeah, guys.
People were writing to every tech company like, please hire Darce.
There's a Mr. Podcaster I listen to, and boy, oh boy, could he use a break.
He jokes about Mr. Feeney.
So yeah, I'm actually signing the contracto today. So
hell yeah, dude.
Wish me luck.
Are you gonna read it first or nah? Is that not your thing?
Well, I have my people do that. You know, I have their people contact my people, and then they just give me like hey, here's the bottom line. You're gonna make like, first of all, employer William H. Wonka. They're doing this really cool new tech.
With life insurance, none.
No benefits. They do. The only thing you get is you do have accidental dismemberment insurance that is like 5,000% above your salary,
and you'll have like your other employees will be small non-humans that have a past in history,
looking for someone who's great with
slavery in America.
Someone great with teaching more junior engineers. And an
amazing ability to sing on cue and improv lyrics to really match what's going on.
AKA communication. It's all about. They want team players.
They do.
So yeah. So that's
Wait, is
exciting.
it a contract position? You said sign a contract. Is it just contractor? Or are you full time salary?
No. It's, I'm saying I'm signing my full time salary
accepting
contract. Yeah. The app. I don't know what the word is, but. Whatever it is, I'm putting my Hancock on it. Ayo. So don't cry for me. So yeah. Shout out Max. You know who you are.
Hell yeah.
Heard through grapevine that you're listening. You should probably not speak a word of this to anyone else.
Who's Max?
Don't worry about it. And then also,
hey Max, it's Scones.
Hey Maxie, baby. Finally, do we have any other? Actually, not finally. I don't think there's any other news to discuss unless you have anything to add from the previous week, Scotty.
Let's see. The Super Bowl happened. What was new in my life?
What'd you do in your life?
Oh
wait, it was my
dog got a
Saturday.
bath. Oh, and Darcy's birthday.
Yeah, that's my last thing. Is I turned 29 years old, so I got 365 more days till it's over.
Yeah, I am staring down the barrel of that gun.
Yeah, baby. Everyone above 30 is like, well, that made me feel bad.
Yeah, well, you know what? The future's now.
You know what? Go jump into a TV and stay in there forever.
Your time is over.
Old man or woman. Yeah, so I'm a 29-year-old. I'm still in my 20s, baby. Party pizza for me.
I'm like, again, I'm turning 30 this year. I'm like having the kind of that like moment where I'm trying to build as many good habits as I can because I'm like, I'll never fucking do this if I don't do it right now.
Yeah, this is the last shot to like ever. Yeah.
So,
I feel that heavy.
That's pretty much the only like change I've made to my life looking at 30.
I love watching these like YouTube videos of people who are like, things I wish I did in my 20s. And it'll be like,
travel to Spain and backpack.
Exactly.
And I was like, where did you have money?
Yeah. Fist fight a mongoose on a train. And I'm like, what are these choices?
That stuff
it's just so weird.
That stuff pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
People on social media who are like, I didn't have a lot of money. I just sold everything and left. And it's like, so first of all, you did have money. And it's always like a person who you know grew up probably in a nice house.
And then they try and sell you a course. And you're like, all right, this is fucking the worst. Okay, we're coming up.
People.
Yeah, we're coming up on 10 minutos.
Ooh, 10. Are we doubling it this year? Doubling
Maybe we're just gonna keep doubling it until we have 4-hour-long episodes.
We're gonna double it till we have to do little to no research on our topics. So that we only have to give a 5-minute blurb.
Yeah, some crazy stuff happened in the 70s. Someone died. All right, thank you, love you, bye.
The Great Smoky Mountains.
Yep. All right, Scones. I got me a wild one for you today.
I got me a wild one.
This is an All That's Interesting article. I don't know if you've heard of this website.
Back on our bullshit.
Back on my bullshit. So we're going to be talking about Project Blue Peacock.
Project Badass? Is that what you said?
Might as well have, because this is the most outrageous nuclear plot of the entire Cold War.
Yes, I love.
Okay,
it's so relevant because we're in the middle.
We're entering a new one.
Yeah, 4 things were shot down above the U.S. in like the past 2 weeks,
and now China's like, "But you guys sent balloons too," and we're like, "Do you have proof?" And they're like,
Well, the U.S. government like also said publicly that they're not ruling out UFOs, which is an amazing. Very government giving you little nibbles to nibble on.
Nibbies.
Like, here,
Biden
don't pay attention to like existential threat. It could be aliens.
Biden said, "You're 29 now. You get nibbies." And I said,
"What a time to be alive!
What a time to be alive, band. Why don't you slick your hair back
and let those dillies fly?" Can you imagine? There was so much time in human history when nothing was in the sky, nothing flew.
There was, you could look up, if you saw anything, you'd be like, what the, game over, life ruined.
Literally just it was there's birds, some bugs, bats, and nothing else is up
birds,
there, dude.
Bugs, bats, and nothing. And now it's like, hey, watch this really cool missile defense grid shoot these missiles out of the sky on a daily basis. On Reddit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
What about that thing? Oh, that's the moon, but it's also a god that hates you or loves you.
Depends on the time of the year.
That was the time to be alive. That was when it was real.
Very apropos little article we got here.
Oh, apropos, dude.
Ooh, I love it. So this is an article by Genevieve Carlton, edited by Cara Johnson. In 1954, the British engineers behind Blue Peacock designed a nuclear landmine to use against the Soviets. And it was dependent.
Unnecessary.
Wait, it gets more unnecessary. It was dependent upon live chickens. So
one dude was like, all right, nuclear bomb, let's put it in a whoopee cushion, right?
Put it on the sub's desk. She sits, and then it's just the footage of the A-bomb in the desert. The house getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, as the Iron Curtain descends across Europe following World War II, countries on both sides started making plans about what to do if the Cold War ever turned physical. Before then, it was just gaslighting and emotional trauma, but they're worried it's going to turn physical,
Do you ever wonder... Do you ever have this thought?
Always. It's the only thought I have.
Obviously,
whatever you say next.
Have you ever thought about everything you know about the USSR could possibly just be Western propaganda? And what if it was actually sick there?
Yeah, it could have been hot tubs and vapes.
I'm sure it's not, and I'm sure it was actually awful. But
based off of real footage that is neutral, it seems bad.
Or Stalin committing genocide. But
he could have been
but what if that's
genocide.
all a lie? It was sick.
That's
and,
true.
The streets were paved with rock candy, and money came from the sky.
Yeah, and are we the baddies? It's an are we the baddie situation.
Ooh, I'm feeling like a baddie. This summer, here. Speaking of making habits, okay,
my best friend.
My promise: this summer I will be a baddie.
Before I turn 30,
I will have a baddie.
I'll be officially a baddie.
Be an absolute tatted baddie at Myrtle Beach, baby.
So Scones, you're gonna have to post some thirst trap pics up on your Instagram, and we'll get listener will vote on whether you are indeed a baddie.
Yeah, incoming. Get ready now. Get it while you can.
So, as the nuclear arms race took off, the British came up with a top-secret Operation Blue Peacock as a way to stop a potential Soviet attack. The plan: bury nuclear landmines across West Germany that would explode if the Soviets tried to invade.
How is a nuclear landmine possible? Is it fucking huge? Like, logistically, the size of the landmine? Like,
I mean, it's probably pretty huge, I would assume, if it's nuclear. Especially in 1954. They definitely did not have, like... They're like, hey, what's that giant mound? And everyone's like, I don't know, let's race up it.
I like to think the English couldn't figure out how to get the the missile working, so they're like, what do we do? Fucking bury it.
just bury it, see what happens. Who cares? Some kid's gonna play ultimate frisbee on that bitch one day. Gonna lose half of Poland.
Yeah. They're just gonna lose track of it.
Yeah. So that was the plan. The problem: frigid temperatures might keep the bombs from detonating. Oh no!
I hate when so cold that nuclear holocaust doesn't happen.
Yeah. But they have a solution, Scones.
Yes.
Seal live chickens inside the buried landmines to keep them warm. That's the best they could come up with out there and across the pond to keep their goddamn landmine alive.
If I ever meet an English person that's an engineer, I'm going to be like, but are you really? I know a little bit about your history. And it's cartoons. It is a fucking...
First of all,
Coyote Roadrunner cartoon.
Do they think chickens live forever? What happens when the chickens die?
Also, how do you keep a chicken alive underground in the dark in a bomb?
Dude, imagine the
Why not rats?
Imagine the TV series where they find out that they're chickens in the dark. They find out they're in a bomb, and it's kind of like Fallout, where you get out of the vault, and then it's like, oh wait, it's not a vault. It's been a bomb the whole time, and you and your chicken buddies are keeping it warm.
That's surreal. That's
such a crazy choice.
That's Fallout London or whatever. That's gonna be. Game's over.
Fallout New Soviet border.
Why wouldn't they choose rats or mice or something?
Well, Scones. I mean, they're not big enough, obviously. They could have done live beavers and raccoons.
Just throw a fucking tiger in there at that
point. Or just, I don't know.
Fill it with horses.
There must be something else that maybe is warm and not a live animal, but...
like any machine or...
any small machine.
Yeah.
It may sound too outlandish. Yeah, right. Like glow stick stuff.
Yeah, the hand warmer, whatever those chemicals
Yeah, exactly.
Are. Maybe those weren't around back then, but I don't know.
I don't know, dude. It may sound too outlandish to be true, but Operation Blue Peacock was very real. How the Cold War sparked a nuclear arms race.
Dude, everyone was doing coke back then, I swear.
Amen. So World War II ended in 1945, but a new standoff soon gripped the world. And this time, the conflict pitted nuclear powers against each other. In the 1950s, NATO faced off against the Warsaw Pact. It was a sweet 10-round fight.
That fucking NATO meeting when Kennedy's like, all right, Britain, what do you got?
They're like, all right, stick with me here. You know chickens?
He's just
very warm.
He's just looking down like his fingers on the bridge of his nose like, fucking A, England.
So NATO faced off against the Warsaw Pact, and Germany was ground zero. Divided in two after World War II, the country field was the battlefield where the Cold War could easily become hot. But how far would either side go to win? The British were willing to go nuclear. In the early 1950s, according to The Guardian, the British Army came up with a drastic idea codenamed Blue Peacock. Britain Royal Armament Research and Development Establishment, or RARD, had investigated numerous ways to thwart the Soviets using nuclear weapons. But Project Blue Book, not Project Blue Book, that's a different thing that we've talked about. Project Blue Peacock involved something a little unconventional. Atomic landmines. Hooray!
Was blue... I wonder what the blue is for. I get the peacock's probably because of the chickens. But why the blue?
Like maybe it was like a fun way to say like blown up, like blue, like past tense of blown. Because these chickens are getting blown the fuck up.
That's actually great if that's what it is.
Rarity suggested burying the mines in the northern German plain. If the Soviets ever crossed into Western territory, the British would wait just long enough for them to set up headquarters and supply depots, then detonate the bombs right beneath them. So I don't know if that counts as a landmine. Well, bro,
they're treating it like the Germans don't exist at this point.
Yeah, they're like, honestly, they kind of deserve that 52,
shit they pulled 20 years ago.
Yeah. So these landmines weren't small either. At 10 kilotons, each weapon was about half as powerful as the bomb that destroyed Nagasaki in 1945 and would leave a crater larger than a football field in the ground upon exploding.
So it's like a mini nuke, but it's still, I imagine, or maybe you're going to get to it. I'll let you keep going.
Okay. In the aftermath of their detonation, huge swaths of Europe would be blanketed in radioactive fallout.
Yep, that was my question. Okay.
Yeah, so, fucking yikes.
Still creates a wasteland.
Yep. In addition to blasting away Soviet forces, the British hoped the nuclear landmine... You know what I would love? If they did go off and it's just like a bunch of chicken wings flew out? Like all freshly cooked. Yeah, exactly. Like cartoonish, like drumsticks just flying through the air.
England's like, yes, perfect.
The British hoped the nuclear landmines would make occupation impossible. That is, the radioactive contamination would convince the Soviets to leave Germany.
That's the most twisted, evil.
Yeah, it seems extreme.
Listen, Russia can't get to us if we make Poland into a wasteland.
A Polish wasteland. As a top-secret 1955 policy paper put it, according to the national interest, quote, a skillfully sited atomic mine would not only destroy facilities and installations over a large area, but would deny occupations of the area to an enemy for an appreciable time due to contamination. But though the Blue Peacock sounded like a promising weapon at first, it also, I don't know if it does, it also had several flaws that engineers needed to find solutions to. Inside the chicken-powered nuclear bomb, which is a sweet heading.
This is like an end game solution. This is like,
yeah,
we're willing to like,
right. This is like a mutually assured destruction scenario.
And I don't even know if that would stop Russia. I mean, fucking like last year when like at the start of the fucking invasion of Ukraine, they just went into Chernobyl like nothing was.
Yeah, they're like, yo,
there.
let's have a shootout right next door.
And then they were like, hey, all our soldiers are sick, and it's like, what? It's like, you were overseeing this power plant when it went down. What do you mean?
This was not that long ago. So one of the first dilemmas the British came across was just how to detonate the new landmines. One option, as reported by Popular Mechanics, was to hastily bury each landmine with an 8-day timer if Soviet forces ever started to invade. Yikes.
8 days.
Yeah. Officials also considered activating the bombs remotely or programming them to detonate within 10 seconds if they were tampered with. However, there was still...
Do they ever let everyone there that's not a Soviet know? Like, are they like, you have 8 days before this is hell on earth?
Yeah, we'll send you a telegram that says, like the chicken squawks at midnight, and you gotta fucking book it. Officials also considered activating the bombs remotely or programming them to detonate within 10 seconds if they're tampered with. However, there was still another issue: the weather. Temperatures often fell below freezing in northern Germany during the winter, particularly underground. With so many intricate parts, the landmines were liable to fail if they got too cold. Engineers, I would love to find out that they just did bury them and they just have been too cold. So there's just like football-sized nukes under.
Oh, no. Climate change is just another thing that we didn't account for.
Throw it on the list.
Smell you later, Germany. This is between England and Russia.
Engineers first suggested wrapping each 7-ton bomb in fiberglass pillows to keep them warm. But then they had another idea: chickens.
Yes. Much cheaper.
Live birds would be placed inside the casing of each bomb with just enough food for them to survive for 8 days. Their body heat would keep the mine warm until it was time for it to detonate. They would all be killed in the resulting explosion if they hadn't yet starved to death. Yep.
It's funny because literally the technology that goes into a toaster could solve this problem.
Yeah, for sure. As outlandish as the idea sounds, engineers actually built 2 prototypes, and the British Army even ordered 10 of the weapons in 1957. But the innovative design,
10 nuclear bombs to just get placed anywhere underground. Like, joke's on you if you happen to be walking through the countryside that day.
Rip.
And they're not even going to tell the civilians, yo, the Peacock's about to bust. You got 8 days.
Peacock about to bust. But the innovative design would never be put to use. The end of Operation Blue Peacock.
That would be the stupidest way for the world to end.
It would be the most appropriate, I think, though.
Yeah.
The British toiled away on Project Blue Peacock for 4 years before giving it up. In 1958, the Ministry of Defense canceled the politically flawed project, citing concerns about radioactive fallout and the destruction of their allies' territory. Which, duh.
Citing the reason that it wipes Europe off the face of the planet.
Citing oopsies. It may look bizarre now, but this weapon was a product of its time, researcher Leslie Wright told News Scientists. It was a response to the perceived threat of overwhelming Soviet superiority in conventional weapons. Even after the plan was scrapped, the Blue Peacock remained a secret for decades. In fact, it wasn't until 2004 that the project was declassified. The information was released on April 1st of that year, prompting many to ponder if it was some bizarre April Fool's Day joke. Some were so convinced Blue Peacock was an elaborate hoax that Tom O'Leary, the head of education at the National Archives, had to release a statement. It does seem like an April Fool's joke, but it most certainly is not, he said. The civil service does not do jokes. So, that's Operation Blue Peacock.
I think this is, for one, this is a comedy movie in the making.
Yep. This is like
someone should make a response to Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer with this.
Yeah.
And just the pure comedy around the guy who was the voice of reason, that it made it all the way up to his desk.
Yep.
And he was like, what is it? And they're like, nuclear landmine. He's like, where are you going to put it? Germany. And he's like,
how are you going to keep it warm?
How is that even going to, it's a landmine? How much destruction? And they lay it out. And they're like, but we have to fill it with chickens first, logistically. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, what?
It's like some idiocracy
Why did you even think of this? And they're like, oh, we ordered 10 of them. And he's like, what?
On whose card?
Yeah.
But it's the world is a fucking crazy place, and we're all just living in it, you know. So, guys, this is very real. Do not joke about it. The civil service does not joke.
They do not.
So there you go. Fun way to spend a Monday. If you are a Patreon member, check out part 2 of the Action Park episode that we released yesterday.
Yeah.
Or 2 days ago. If you're not a Patreon member and want to become one, hit up MondayMorningMacabre.com. We got links to the Patreon and merch store there.
You'll have access to an archive of over an entire another season of Monday Morning Macabre content, including video content, fan fiction,
all the stuff you'd want,
like kind of offshoot episodes of a totally different program, basically.
Yes. Also check out our Twitter, MMMacabrePod, or Instagram, Monday Morning Macabre. And tell your friends and leave reviews and likes and all those things.
Reviews and likes go a long way to building.
Help us in the algorithm, baby.
Yeah, building our fan base. Getting more Macabreistas out there,
baby. Build. And if you know where we could get a bunch of chickens, let us know. We got something really cool in the works.
Yep, real under wraps, close to the vest stuff.
And aside from that, I love you so much. Have a good Monday. Kisses. Goodbye.